Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Doc at Padama. Now we are going to discuss how to write your research paradigm. What is this research paradigm? What is included in this particular part of your study? And where is this based from? Okay, papaano natin dapat isulat itong tinatawag nating research paradigm? So let us define research paradigm according to Kahn. According to Kahn, the term paradigm refers to the research culture, which is a set of beliefs, values, and assumptions that a community, research community specifically, has in common regarding the nature of how to conduct the research. So, ibig sabihin, this is a general belief. Ito ay yung paniniwala ng research community kung papaano. Ito yung tanggap, accepted and well-known culture, research culture in a community kung papaano dapat i-conduct yung tinatawag nating study or research na ginagawa natin. So, a paradigm is a worldview or a set of assumptions about how things work. So, this is according to Kahn 1977. Now, in relation to this, you have to present your paradigm in diagram form. So, usually, you are going to see in other parts or samples of researches, there will be a diagram presented and there are variables reflected in that diagram, and then may makikita kayo, may mga arrows showing the relationship and the flow of the variables presented in that diagram to each other and papaano dapat i-conduct yung research. So basically, this is what Kahn is presenting in the definition of the paradigm, research paradigm that we have read. So number one, in the context of research writing, according to Kahn, a paradigm presents an overview or set of assumptions on how the research or how your research should be done. So this also serves as a guide not just for you but also for the readers and the panelists on how you did your research. So this will provide an overview to the panelists kung paano nyo ginawa yung research, ano-ano yung mga process, ano-ano yung mga stages, elements, and variables that you did in order to conduct the research. What were involved in diagram form kung paano nyo ginawa yung research ninyo. Okay, next, number two. A paradigm is presented in diagram form. That is what I mentioned earlier, that presents the model used in the study. So we have different research paradigm models. We have different paradigm models, and these examples of research paradigm models are the following. We have the IVDV, independent and dependent variable. We have the IPO. We have the predictor criterion. We have the intervention model, and we have the proposed original model. So IVDV only shows the relationship of variables, two variables specifically, the dependent and independent variables. So how are they related to each other? That's why we have this model here showing a simple independent and dependent variable model. Okay, but usually this is also used in experimental research, which I will show you later on, using two groups. And the next one will be the IPO model, which you are also familiar with, that has been used time and time again, showing the relationship of these three variables, which is the input, process, and output. So basically, this is an example of an IPO. You have knowledge, research, and expected outcome. So knowledge would be your input, research would be your process, the action taken, and the outcome or the result or findings of the research will be under output. Okay, the next one is predictor criterion model. Predictor criterion model assesses the influence of a variable to another variable. Ulitin natin, ang predictor criterion model assesses, in-evaluate niya ano yung naging impluensya nitong variable na isa doon sa isang variable or other variables. Okay? So, usually this is used for causal comparative research design, causal comparative. So, that's the predictor criterion model. The next one is the intervention model. So, if you have yung existing ninyo na IPO under the intervention model, you are just going to present an additional variable, which is the intervention. So an intervention may be in the form of a program, an intervention, or a plan based on the findings of your study, based on the output of your study. What particular intervention would you take? Okay, so that is what we call the intervention model. And the proposed original model, if you do not want to use any of these models, you can create your own model, just as long as the concept and the idea are there, meaning the variables that you used in your research, the relationship of these variables to each other, and the flow of how your study will be accomplished will be presented in your model, then that's okay. So that will fall under what we call the proposed original model. So again, after all of this, tips, recommendations, and reminders, we go on to the fourth one. The research paradigm model should not just be a diagram. Okay, this should always be accompanied by a discussion that explains the idea behind the model, and the synthesis is it should explain the relevance of this model to the study that you are conducting. Okay, so try to relate the variables, the process, to the study that you are conducting. Do not just present the diagram under the model that you are using. So again, we're going to go to the example that we have right now. This used an experimental design. So the research paradigm under this particular figure illustrates the flow of the study, which we discussed earlier, that it should present the flow of the study and also the variables included in your study. So in this case, the researcher has two groups, the controlled and the experimental group, and this is how it is presented in this particular study. Okay, and then immediately after that, I've also mentioned on the last part of our reminder that immediately after the diagram, you should discuss the idea behind the paradigm, and then the relevance of this paradigm to the study that you are conducting. So in this case, this was only presented in a few sentences combined in one paragraph, in one long paragraph. Okay, so this is what a research paradigm looks like in an actual study using an experimental research, citing the or using the dependent and independent variable model. Okay, so I hope you were able to get something again from our discussion, and I would like to again ask for your help. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, to just please click the lower right side of your screen. You're going to see my photo, and then you can immediately subscribe and click the notification bell to alert you when a new video is uploaded. On the left side of your screen are recommended videos that you can use for your research writing needs from chapter 1 until your research defense. So siguradong makakatulong po sa inyo yan. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig ninyo, and I hope to see you again on our next video. Stay safe. God bless everyone. Bye.